Hi, I'm Gaz and this is what's in my bag. Before we get into what's in the bag, let me tell you a little bit about the bag itself. It's an NXG Compact Carryall, obviously from Trakker, and it is perfectly suited to my needs. And by that I mean it is just the right size for me to get just the tackle in that I need for a session and not anything else. I've been guilty before in the past. I've used the big barrow bags, I've used the big carryalls, I've used the big rucksacks, and your stuff, just everything goes in there. You end up taking the kitchen sink with you, you don't use 95% of it, and you just end up dragging unnecessary weight around the lake. So with the compact carryall, like I said, it gets in just the tackle that I need for a session and no more. So with that said, let's get into it. Let's take a look at what I keep in some of the outside pockets, and we'll start with the back. So I'm turning the bag all the way around to the large back pocket which is on the back. Now the external pockets, I generally keep stuff that I'm going to need as soon as I get on the bank. So if we go straight into this outside back pocket, we're going to see this is where I keep my alarms, my receiver, all sorts of bankware lives in here. There's another alarm there, butt rests, and my beloved Signet quick lock pod. I was never a pod user before the quick lock came along from Signet, but it's so compact, so small, so easy to use. I absolutely love it. There's a few other little bits in here, some spare bank sticks, some snag ears if I need them. But that outside back pocket is just cavernous, and it takes all of that bankware with ease. Moving from the back pocket, let's take a look at the side pockets. There's two of these large pockets on each end of the bag, and again I use these to keep essentials in that I might want as soon as I turn up onto a session. So looking in this M1, this one's got all the goodies in it. It's my NXG compact tackle pouch that's got all of my terminal tackle in it that I need for a session and more besides. Everything I need really to tie pretty much any sort of presentation I'm going to need, and that fits neatly in this end pocket. So as soon as I turn up on a session, I can just unzip the pocket, grab the bag, and I'm tying rigs ready to go. So let's spin the bag round. You can see the other pocket on the end. You might notice that there's a little bit of mouse damage going on here. Don't watch that. But in this pocket, I keep some baiting tools, things like bait scoops, my PVA, and a couple of spoms in here as well. So again, I can get set baiting up, tying PVA bags as soon as I land without having to go too deep into what's inside the bag. So let's get that stuff back in here. I did mention that there is obviously the mesh stowaway cargo pockets on the end of the bag. So let's just turn this one around so you're not looking at a mouse eating one. And you can see here there's elasticated mesh pouches on the ends of the pockets, and in these you'll see they're empty at the minute, but I usually use these during and at the end of a session. Put leads in there. Sometimes I put my tip and butt protectors off my rods in there while I'm actually fishing. So I sort of keep these empty from the off, and I fill them up at the end with bits and bobs that I don't really know where to put them until I get home. The last two external pockets before we get into the inside. Let's turn the bag around so you can see the front of it. There's two of these sort of half-size pockets on the front, and again I use these for sort of easy to grab essential items that I might need throughout a session when I don't want to delve right into the bag and go digging through everything. So if I open the first one, you'll see in here, keep a pair of Polaroid glasses in there. Always handy, always need these, so they're right there where I can grab them. In the other pocket, again, essential items. We've got a couple of head torches and a bivvy light. You know what it's like when you're scrambling around for your head torch at night when it's dark. You want to put that somewhere where it's going to be really easy to find, so that when it's dark, when you need it, you can find it quickly. So they go in the front pocket of the NXG Compact Carryall. So now the one you've all been waiting for, let's get into what I keep inside the main compartment of the Compact Carryall itself. So opening the lid, first before we get into that, the lid is actually reinforced on these compact carryalls, so when you've actually in session, you've got it sat down next to your chair or next to your bed, you can use it as a bit of a bivvy table to keep your brew on, keep your phone on, bits and bobs like that. It's dead useful. So opening up, let's go. Right, first things first, again, like I said, you want those things that you want when you start a session to hand, easy to get to. And in here, obviously, I've got my gas, I've got my kettle and my stove, my mug, sugar, tea, coffee, absolute essentials. Everybody needs them as soon as you get to the bank. So also in the main compartment, I've got PVA nuggets. I use these absolutely loads when I'm not fishing solid PVA bags. So zigs, spinners, bottom baits, they all go out with the PVA nugget on. And when I'm boilie fishing, I wait for the nuggets to pop up once they've dissolved off of the hook, and it gives me really pinpoint accuracy when it comes to baiting up with a catapult. So absolute essential, and they live in the top of the carryall as well. Moving on down deeper into the carryall, I've got lead pouch, obviously essential. try not to carry too many leads with me. So just a little compact lead and leader pouch, got everything in there that I need, apart from my solid bag leads, which I keep in a separate little pouch, which is right there. Little bag full of inline leads, perfect for solid bags, which I fish probably 80% of the time. So I keep a separate little bag of those so it's easy to find. I've also got another one of those little pouches that's got all my extra indication in there. So I've got some heavier bobbins, some different coloured bobbins if I'm feeling a bit tarty, some longer chains, different bits and bobs like that. So again, really useful to have all your bits and bobs in these little pouches so you're not losing them all around inside your bag. Okay, I've got some more pouches which have just got essential items in them, really, spares as well. This one here has got things like floats in it, it's got a couple of marker floats, controller float, finger stalls in there, there's a couple of sack cords and stuff in there. And again, another little essentials pouch which is full of all my stuff for floater and zig fishing, so that lives in the main body of the carryall as well. Okay, so 2 more items left in the main compartment. Got my scales. Now I don't always carry these with me, believe me. If I've been going through a bit of a dry spell, these get slung into the back of the car because I see them as a bit of a bad omen, but at the minute I've got them with me. So scales are in the bag in an NXG scale pouch. And then the last thing is my NXG stiff rig wallet, just a nice size rig wallet, keep all of my rigs in there, keep everything nice and tidy. Everybody needs a rig wallet, don't they? And that is the one that I use, and it fits absolutely perfectly, as you can see, into the compact carryall. So from there you can see the carryall's now completely empty. Let's get it filled back up. So there you go. I've been Gaz. This has been What's in My Bag, and this is the NXG Compact Carryall.